Hallo aus der SWT-Arena hier in Trier. Wir stehen am Ende eines ereignisreichen und historischen Jahres 2025 und möchten das zum Anlass nehmen, hier nochmal ein kleines Fazit zu ziehen von diesem ganz besonderen Jahr und natürlich auch ein bisschen vorauszublicken auf die aktuelle Saison der Easy Credit BBL und die Aufgaben, die jetzt noch im neuen Jahr vor uns liegen. Dazu begrüße ich hier unseren President of Basketball Operations, Don Beck. Don, thanks for your time. So let's start with the first question of this interview. What did it take in the summer to bring us from the Pro A level to the BBL level and to compete there?
Well, I think the simple answer would be obviously good players and some very good coaching. So on the on the surface, you can answer that with that simplicity. But honestly, and this is my opinion, as I evaluate where we started, 2.5 years ago to where we are right now, there's three things that stand out to me that I think make us very, very special. One was the continuity. By that I mean keeping basically the same players together in our program, and then buying in and accepting how we want to play offensively, how we want to play defensively. Okay, there has been unbelievable continuity between year one, 2.5 years ago, to where we are now. The second thing that I think is really, really important to our success has been the culture that has been created by the players, by the coaches from the beginning 2.5 years ago, and we started with this group. We have an unusual amount of good people in our program. So our culture of playing together, sharing the basketball, selfless basketball, not concerned about who is the leading scorer, who is the guy doing this, who is the guy doing that. We are the ultimate example of a team, and that's been a real pleasure to watch. And the third thing I think is the character of the people that we have who have played for us for the last 2.5 years. Every player that have come through our program that is either with us now or has left us was an extremely high character person who really bought into what it was that we were doing. So we've really created something extremely special.
Okay. So, and you said those three things, which are very important for our success right now. Is it something you can push over the summer to improve, or just had it to grow?
I think there's a little bit of both. I mean, we have an outstanding coaching staff. I'm sure I know for a fact they were in contact with certain players, what to expect, what we want the following year, communicating to them the thoughts and ideas that we wanted to implement this year. So I know that was part of it. But I even think our players who left for the season last year, on an extremely high note, and they knew they were coming back, all right, I think they were highly motivated, and a lot of those guys worked on things that they needed to work on in order to be a better player this year, and that's paying off right now.
So, and how can we keep this running for the actual BBL season, which has started very good for the club?
Yeah, we've had an outstanding, an absolutely outstanding start, and for some people it was a surprise. For others, maybe not that big of a surprise. So every year from from the first year to the second year to the third year, we've added quality players. Okay, so the addition of Nolan, Jordan to our second year campaign where we won the Pro A League, where we won the championship and moved up. That was a huge plus for us, adding that quality of player. Starting this season with the addition of Eli, UK, Dexter, we've added good quality players as well, and I believe that's a big part of the reason why we are where we are. But I go back to those original three things that I talked about: culture and character for sure, but the continuity of what we are as a basketball program. I think that's been really, really important for us.
Yeah. And what does it take to keep that continuity in the future? Because we have some different structures now in the BBL. We have the NIL in the NCAA, which is bringing a lot of talented German players to the US. How do you think about this and the development of the league itself in the next years?
It's a great question because I think the impact of the younger Germans leaving the BBL to go to America has definitely impacted negatively on the German league. Okay, I don't know how long that will last, and in some ways it has impacted it negatively, but it also I think has had some positives because players, secondary players that are not going to America are given a chance to play, and some of them are proven to be quite good. So it's I don't like the development of the American college system right now. I think it doesn't help the European countries, but and I don't know how long that can last. But it's a good question, and I don't really have a definitive answer.
So, and is it like easy for you to compare the league to the, let's say, mid 2000s, where you also have been a coach in the league? And how do you see the development in the last, let's say, 10, 15 years at least?
Geez, these are good questions. The league that I see right now, okay, in Germany is a guard-oriented league, and it's highly competitive and very, very good. So the bottom team, like again, the best example is Hamburg Berlin, a week and a half ago, okay? A 19-point loss to the last place team by Berlin. Like, what, really? So the balance amongst teams is really, really close. And with the obvious exception of a few teams, like Bayern. But I think it's a great league. I think it's highly competitive. It is a guard-oriented league with point guards, two guards, three men. These are I think the key players on the majority of these teams. Not to take anything away from the fours or the fives, but this is definitely a guard league, and it's fun to watch. It's good basketball, and I think it's great for our game. I think the fact that any team can beat any team on any night is spectacular.
Let's go a little bit deeper in the next away stretch. Our team will go after Christmas, 3 away games in 5 days. What does it take to come successful back from these games?
Well, this is obviously we're at a we've had a great start, which is fantastic, and that's going to carry us through tougher times, and we're going to probably be heading into some challenging times. Okay, obviously losing Eli is definitely going to impact us over the next 3 or 4 weeks. But the best thing about our team is the quality of the people, what we talked about, their character, okay, their work ethic. I feel very strongly that we will be very competitive on this road trip, and I think the leadership, Jacques, and the coaching staff has done a great job preparing our players for these kind of situations. I mean, coaching in general is kind of unique. Okay, at this level, okay, is basically crisis management. Okay, in real time, you're dealing with potential injuries. You're dealing with potential players not playing up to their standard. You're dealing with all kinds of situations that you have to find a solution to, in very short amount of time. And obviously, losing a player like Eli is definitely one of those challenges. So I'm very confident that our character, our culture, and our team, okay, will carry us through over these 3 games. But they are going to definitely be difficult.
Right, I think so, yes. And now let's talk about the start in the next year. So 2026 is ahead of us. What are the main goals for the end of the season, for the next year in general? What can you tell us about the goals?
Well, I think my when I was coaching, my thing was always the next game. I was never ever, trying to project where we're going to be. Are we going to be in the playoffs, play downs, whatever? So I think it's going to be a next game mentality. I think it's going to be every time we play a game, it's do the best you can, win that game, and then let's move on to the next game. So to predict where we are right now, given our circumstances, I don't think it's a really good idea. But I know what we've accomplished so far, And I think I'm very, very optimistic about the future. And I know that, one of the best advantages we have besides our culture and our character is the home court advantage that we have here in Trier. I mean, it's just amazing, the type of support that we're getting from our fan base, the type of support we're getting from our sponsors, and it's actually for me a pleasure to watch, what we have become in such a short time, because I think that's unlike any other place in Germany.
Thank you very much. So, das war unser kleiner Rückblick, unser kleiner Vorausblick auch auf das nächste Jahr mit Don Beck. Vielen Dank, dass ihr zugeschaut habt. Wir freuen uns, euch bald in der Arena wiederzusehen und wünschen euch frohe Weihnachten und einen guten Rutsch ins neue Jahr.